especially given the short notice. My name is Yolanda Dolly, and I'm the CEO of YaAzi. We develop energy-efficient devices for remote sensing with satellite communication capabilities. I am a member of the Satellite Communications and Navigations Community of Practice under the National Earth Observation and Space Secretariat. I'm a member of the BRICS Youth Energy Agency Business Expert Group and was responsible for the cross-border ventures and collaborations where we review successful and unsuccessful case studies of BRICS cross-border collaborations in the energy sector and reviewed the MOUs of the cross-border collaborations signed before and after the BRICS Summit last year in Johannesburg, South Africa, such as the funding mechanism and currency used to then provide recommendations. We will we'll play a pre-recorded video from Yomna, who will officially open the event. I will provide an overview after that of our initiative, detailing our goals and the strategies we plan to employ to achieve them. And we will proceed with Q&A session with our esteemed panelists. Finally, we will open the floor for questions from our guests. All right, so I'm just going to share the video from Yomna. Let's just play the video. I'm just going to share that on my screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and distinguished panelists, good morning from the beautiful Sinai in Egypt and welcome to today's side event on empowering communities through SME growth, implementing business expert group recommendations in BRICS Plus countries. It's both an honor and a privilege to open this gathering as we bring together key stakeholders to discuss one of the most crucial drivers of economic and community development, the role of small and medium enterprises in achieving sustainable growth and economic development. I want to express my gratitude to Yolanda for making this event happen, and of course to Sanam and all of the esteemed speakers today for contributing their time and insights to this important event. I want to just start the opening of a speech of this event by highlighting the role of SMEs and startups, especially energy startups, in driving forward the agenda for sustainable development and climate change. At the heart of this event is the recognition that SMEs are not just businesses, they are engines of innovation, job creation, and community development. Entrepreneurs bring new products and technologies to the market, hasten structural changes in the economy by regulating industries and resources, and in turn, they drive forward productivity and raise living standards across the economy. In BRICS Plus nations, these enterprises represent the backbone of our economies, shaping futures by providing economic opportunities in both urban and rural areas. However, to truly harness the potential of SMEs, we must provide them with the right tools, support, and infrastructure to grow sustainably. As the chief expert of the BRICS Youth Energy Agency Business in Energy Group, I have had the privilege of witnessing how dynamic entrepreneurs are, especially within the energy sector and the climate sector, and how they're shaping the future. I believe this side event is a contribution of our work in the Business Energy Group, which focused on innovative energy startups as key actors in driving the just transition agenda that we so desperately need. The challenges of climate change are real, and the private sector's role, especially startups, has never been more important in creating solutions that promote sustainability, equity, and economic growth. The dual challenge we face today is ensuring that economic growth doesn't come at the cost of our environment, and the private sector, particularly SMEs, can lead in this transformation. BRICS Plus countries are uniquely positioned to do so thanks to their vast resources, young entrepreneurial talent, and a growing commitment to clean energy. Our focus on energy startups aligns with this vision, since they're not only creating jobs but also providing innovative, scalable solutions that can address issues such as energy access, decarbonization, and the integration of new tech. This event today represents an important step in this journey. We're here to secure commitments, share insights, and collaborate on the practical recommendations that will help SMEs thrive, particularly in the energy and renewable energy sector. However, the path forward is not without its challenges. Regulatory complexities, market access barriers, and limited financing options remain significant hurdles for SMEs. So how do we move forward? How do we ensure that these startups have the resources, support, and market access they need to thrive? We need collaboration and coordinated action across BRICS plus nations. It's essential that we simplify regulatory processes, create targeted financial instruments, and foster cross-border partnerships that can enhance energy security and sustainability across the region. Now, allow me to share some of the key recommendations that emerged from our work within the Business and Energy Expert Group. First, political stability is essential. Governments must work towards creating stable environments where businesses can thrive, and at the same time, for us businesses, we need to be adaptable and resilient realistically, since these conflicts are going to remain. In that case, solutions such as establishing a BRICS Plus Peace and Stability Fund that could be one solution to support peace-building initiatives, and at the same time provide startups with support needed in order to be more resilient and adaptable to these conflicts. Second, regulatory and policy support must be strengthened. Simplifying regulatory frameworks will reduce operational delays and costs of startups. Additionally, we need to develop consistent policies, such as consistent renewable energy sources that will support these startups in providing a conducive environment to grow within across all BRICS Plus nations. We also need innovative economic and financial mechanisms. So an example of establishing a BRICS Plus Green Investment Fund could mobilize resources, especially for renewable energy startups, and focus on key sectors such as solar, wind, and green hydrogen for certain countries within the BRICS Plus bloc. The expansion of green bonds and the development of carbon credit markets could also provide new financing avenues for these startups, similar to the success that different countries have had in, for example, the green bond issuance, such as China and Egypt. Fourth, infrastructure development is key. Investment in renewable energy infrastructure, particularly in undeserved regions, is essential. As BRICS Plus infrastructure development moves forward, we can utilize some of the successful initiatives that happened within these BRICS Plus nations and try to replicate it across other nations that still suffer from infrastructure barriers. Also, promoting technological innovation and knowledge transfer is vital. Collaborative research and development programs between these nations will drive advancements in renewable energy tech, including new technologies such as AI, the Internet of Things, and blockchain technology that has huge potential of scale up in these countries. Establishing innovation hubs in these countries will also help in providing startups with access to cutting-edge tech, mentorship, and networking opportunities. Finally, we must invest in educational and training programs that equip the next generation of entrepreneurs with the skills needed to be resilient and succeed in this sector. By collaborating, for example, with universities across the BRICS nations, we can create specialized programs for these entrepreneurs. We can create R&D labs that will help startups test out their solutions and MVPs in order to be able to scale it later on. Also offering scholarships and grants for entrepreneurs that live in remote areas that don't have access to their networks that us living in cities have, will further encourage these young talents to pursue their careers in the renewable energy field and eventually open their own startups. In conclusion, SMEs and energy startups are not just contributors to economic growth, they're agents of change. They hold the key to unlocking a sustainable future, and by supporting them, we support the long-term well-being of our communities. I'm confident that today's discussions will provide us with valuable insights and help us forge the partnerships needed to drive forward the sustainable development of the BRICS Plus nations. Thank you so much, and I look forward to the discussions ahead.
Thank you for your participation, which will undoubtedly enrich the conversation and help us achieve our objectives. Today, we want to discuss how SMEs can enhance the energy sector of all the areas of generation, transmission, and distribution. These responsibilities are still largely managed by state-owned enterprises in BRICS Plus countries. SMEs have been able to get a share of the energy sector, providing services and products in distribution and local generation through renewable energy solutions by business to customer, like solar panel installation services in homes and businesses, and through collaborating with municipalities. Moreover, independent power producers typically require substantial investment. So how can SMEs play a bigger role in the energy sector, and what are the different markets and resources that they can tap into to grow their businesses? Some innovative opportunities for SMEs in the energy sector are advanced energy storage solutions. SMEs can develop and deploy cutting-edge energy storage technologies such as advanced batteries or supercapacitors, which are essential for balancing supply and demand in renewable energy systems. Smart grid technologies, innovations in smart grid technologies, including IoT-enabled devices and advanced metering infrastructure, can enhance grid reliability and efficiency. And developing comprehensive energy management systems that integrate renewable energy sources, storage, and consumption data can help businesses and municipalities optimize their energy use and reduce costs. Within the green hydrogen production, SMEs can explore the production of green hydrogen through electrolysis using renewable energy. This can be a game changer for sectors that are hard to decarbonize, such as heavy industry and transportation. Innovating in waste-to-energy technologies can provide sustainable solutions for waste management while generating clean energy. This includes biogas production from organic waste and converting plastic waste into fuel. Also, small modular reactors for applications of power generation. SMEs can use SMRs for local power generation, reducing dependence on external power sources and enhancing energy security. SMRs can also provide process heat for industrial applications, which is essential for many manufacturing SMEs. And also desalination in regions with water scarcity. SMRs can be used for desalination, providing a reliable source of fresh water for SMEs in agriculture and other sectors. One of the large challenges of SMEs is funding. The New Development Bank focuses on state-owned enterprises only and large-scale projects. However, SMEs can explore alternative funding sources such as venture capital, impact investors, and public-private partnerships. These avenues can provide the necessary financial support for innovative energy projects. Another critical aspect is policy and regulation. It's crucial to advocate for policies that support SME participation in the energy sector. This includes incentives for renewable energy projects and streamlined processes for grid integration, making it easier for SMEs to contribute effectively. Collaboration is key to overcoming these challenges. The establishment of the business expert group within the BRICS Energy Agency has been a positive step in this direction. This group serves as a platform for SMEs to voice their needs and collaborate on innovative solutions, fostering a more inclusive and dynamic energy sector. To just give an example, YaAzi and Panelists, the hosts of this event, have already initiated talks on an IoT satellite collaboration project. The BRICS Business Council, BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the BRICS Business Incubator organizations focus on SMEs and should work together alongside the BRICS Youth Energy Agency Business Expert Group to leverage their strengths and create a unified strategy for SME support, collaborating with municipalities or large corporations. We have proposed joint initiatives, shared resources, and coordinated advocacy efforts for working with the International Atomic Energy Agency to ensure that SMEs have the support they need to thrive. And just to give a brief overview of the respective organizations, the BRICS is an organization that provides high-level dialogue, policy advocacy and recommendations, and market access. The council comprises of 25 prominent entrepreneurs, five from each of the founding countries: South Africa, Brazil, India, Russia, and China. The organizations do have autonomy to work independently, but also do come together to consolidate. They have 9 working groups, and the council has propositioned that the Youth Energy Agency work with the Energy and Green Economy Work Group, and will be meeting after BRICS summits to better iron out how to work together. The BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry provides networking opportunities, direct support and resources to business and market access. There are currently 5 branches, as far as I know: South Africa, Brazil, India, Russia, and China. And the Chamber has expanded significantly over the past decade, opening new chapters and welcoming numerous members. It focuses on supporting MSMEs, young entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and startups. And the BRICS Business Incubator aims to boost innovation and entrepreneurship by offering incubation, mentorship, international acceleration programs, brings together entrepreneurs, investors, and business association representatives from BRICS and other regions, and will facilitate our business energy workshops. The BRICS International Municipal Forum aims to enhance cooperation among BRICS countries in various fields, including economic, political, and cultural areas. It serves as a platform for dialogue and collaboration among member states. The forum includes representatives from the 5 BRICS countries and has expanded to include new members like Egypt, Ethiopia, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. It focuses on fostering multilateral and equitable global development. The International Atomic Energy Agency promotes the safe, secure, and peaceful use of nuclear technology. It will provide expertise in energy management, technology, and high-level policy regarding SMEs and the IAA's involvement in our initiative. The technology focus for our initiative is on small modular reactors and community development, which is within reach for SMEs and is within IAA's scope of work. Our desired outcomes for this initiative are to establish a business energy branch within the BRICS Business Incubator to specifically support SMEs in the energy sector, having established goals and allocate resources just reserved for that session. Create an energy forum within the business energy branch to facilitate ongoing dialogue, collaboration, and evaluation of goals involving the BRICS Business Council, BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry, BRICS International Municipal Forum, and IAA to leverage the strengths of these organizations for a common goal. Launch pilot projects in selected municipalities to demonstrate the feasibility and impact of the recommendations, facilitate networking opportunities that lead to new partnerships and collaborations among SMEs, investors, and other stakeholders. Measure the impact on communities, including the number of jobs created, people trained, involvement in quality of life, and financial benefits to municipalities. The key indicators for success for the business success will be the increase in revenue, market expansion, and job creation, and long-term viability and sustainability of the businesses, the adoption of innovation practices and technologies. And for community impact, we'll look at the number of people employed through the initiatives, the number of people trained and upskilled, the improvements in the quality of life for community members, such as the access to energy and the improved services all around, efficiency and financial impact on municipalities, such as the savings and the efficiency gains, and the overall assessment of the investment's value to the community and municipality. We have proposed to identify a target number of SMEs to support initially, maximum of 10, and then track the progress of these SMEs over time to measure success. So we will let our panelists introduce themselves, who they are, what they do, and what their organizations do. We'll start with Ms. Yashika, Ms. Sonam, and Ms. Deeksha. Please do introduce yourselves, what you do, and your organizations.
Hello everyone. It's 5:30 in India, so I will just wish good evening to everyone. My name is Yashika, as Ms. Yolanda just introduced me. I am Assistant Director with the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are a Commerce and Industry, a non-profit organization, and we have been in the sector for past 12 years now. We started off our journey in 2012, and it has been a wonderful experience working here. We act as a bridge between all these five BRICS nations, and as I may say, no, so now 10 nations. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now India, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, UAE, and Saudi. So now the family has grown considerably. So we act as a bridge between all these countries. The inception of our chamber lies behind the ideas and the thoughts of various thought leaders and bureaucrats and diplomats out here in India. As of now, we are actively working across the five initial main countries that are BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And this year itself, we have recently inaugurated our Dubai chapter. So I would say there is no turning back. Thank you so much for having me here. I am looking forward to what all we can learn here today, having this discourse and dialogue together. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Deeksha Prakash Singh. I'm a young energy diplomat and working with youth organizations all around the world. I'm an energy advisor at United Nations Economic Cooperation for Europe for development of energy systems in Europe. I'm an energy expert at BRICS Youth Energy Agency and one of the member of YOUNGO UNFCCC Youth Constituency Energy Working Group. I'm working in these organizations from past 4 years as a policy lead and part of many youth events. And I'm here, and it's my honor to be here as a panelist and hoping for a very fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Deeksha. I would introduce myself. I'm Sonam Maheshwari. I'm a sustainability consultant based out of India, the co-founder of Constructivist, which is again a sustainability consultancy in India. And I was also had the opportunity to be the secretary of YEA Energy Outlook, particularly in business in energy. Where we kind of got an input of all the BRICS nations together having an so also this was a new concept, new topic that that was added in the energy outlook this year. And we also have Yomna, I think the video didn't play, but we'll hear from her as well, who was our energy expert over here. And yeah, working together, we got the insights of all the BRICS nations, especially the new nations that just joined in, and how we can, make the SMEs, the energy part, a core factor in our nations, especially collaborating into the BRICS nations itself. So yeah, that is all from Yolanda. You're on mute.
Sorry. So our first question is going to go to Ms. Deeksha. What financial models or funding mechanism exists to help SMEs transition to renewable energy solutions?
Okay, that's a great question. There are several financial model and funding exist, to support small and medium enterprises, especially in the renewable energy sector. And these mechanism aims to overcome the financial barrier of the SMEs, such as high upfront cost, limited access to credit, lack of tailored financial products. And one of them is a green bond, and everyone working in the energy sector and the renewable energy sector must have heard about it. A bond is a debt instrument especially raised for projects for the environmental benefit. And for the SMEs, can benefit either by directly accessing these funds or by being subcontracted for project financed by the green bonds. And then there is a very I'm very big supporter of this concept that carbon market and offsetting. And SMEs can get a very major benefit from this model for the finance. because carbon market allow businesses to buy and sell carbon credits. Companies that reduce their carbon emissions can sell excess credit to other businesses, and SMEs that invest in renewable energy can generate carbon credit, which they can sell in carbon market to generate revenue. And this provide a financial incentive for transitioning to renewable energy. Then there is grant and subsidies, and I just want to give one example. BRICS YEA recently started collaborating with various organizations and the ministries of the energy from all around the world, especially Russia, Brazil, and India, where they are going to get grants and subsidies to the young entrepreneurs who are going to start their businesses in renewable energy sector. So yes, these are few financial instruments that SMEs can go for. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next question is to Ms. Yashika. What role does the Chamber play in advocating for policies that benefit SMEs?
Thank you so much for the question, Yolanda. Before moving forward, I would say SME is something that makes the backbone of India, specifically talking like I am based out in India and living my whole life here. I can see so many small and medium enterprises flourishing here and there from every nook and corner of the city, specifically if I talk about Delhi. And if we accumulate the effect all around India, the number comes out to be huge. So for such an important component of our country, there needs to be a focus initiative to give them the right boost. So as of now, according to the data of March 2024, there are about 6.3 crores of small medium enterprises in India. So that's such a huge number. We come only second to China when it comes to the number of SMEs that are there around the world. So specifically talking about the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry, as of now, we have about 400 plus members on board with us. And out of these 400 plus members, about 100 plus members constitute in the sector of SME. So about 100 members that are on board with us, they are registered with the government under the small and medium enterprises sector. So the very first thing that we did was to create a dedicated vertical for this SME sector. So we work across 19 verticals, and one of those verticals is specifically for small and medium enterprises. It is led by one of our great leaders, Mr. Gulshan Naram sir, who himself is SME owner. So the very first initiative that he took up was to get our SMEs registered with the Udyam portal of Government of India. If I were to go into more detail of it, the Government of India provides us with this portal known as Udyam, which was earlier known as the MSME registration portal. Once you get yourself registered over there, you get eligible to avail all the benefits and all the schemes that are launched by the Government of India. That being said, so the very first initiative was to identify all the MSMEs that were registered with us and then to get them empaneled with the Udyam's registration portal. Once we identify that, then it becomes easier for us to get them access of all the schemes and all the initiatives that would be beneficial for them. So we have a long way in front of us. There are many other initiatives that we're going to launch. We're going to have a specific board or a specific committee who would be dedicatedly working in this sector for these companies that are empaneled with us. Apart from that, we have various memorandums of understanding with various chambers all around the BRICS nations as well as within India. If I specifically talk about India, there are various sector-specific chambers. We try to reach out to them. We have various MOUs with them. So we connect these chambers in and around India and outside of India and give them a platform to come together and have a discussion as to what their needs are, how can we facilitate the business, and wherein we can fill the gaps between all these nations. So I think, yeah, that is what I would like to. I will not take much of a time and we can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our next question will go to Ms. Somna. How does your SME promote sustainability within your community and industry?
So thank you for your question. So at Constructivist, which is my startup, which is my SME, sustainability is at its core because it is basically a sustainability consultancy. And let's say, for example, we start with green building certifications. We help the businesses to, and especially in those in real estate and construction, transition to green practices through various green building certifications like LEED, IGBC, GRIHA, WELL. So with these certifications, don't only help them to have a namesake certification, but also help them design energy efficient and resource efficient buildings. And in long term, reduce their carbon impact, carbon footprint, and of course, bring a greener, place. Now, beyond certification, we also go for life cycle assessments, GHG accounting, your PCF, product carbon footprint, which helps the companies to evaluate their environmental impact of their products and services throughout their lifespan, from their raw materials to their disposal. So this method gives companies a holistic view of their environmental footprint, and it also provides actionable insights and on how they can reduce emissions, waste, energy consumption, all of that. So it's quite transformative because of it focuses and it also forces businesses to think about long-term impacts rather than just short-term impacts. And also one of the major parts that we play is in terms of community engagement. So we are deeply involved in education and awareness. We run something called Sustainability Launchpad, where we try to train the youngsters, the new generation into sustainability related jobs. So we have tied up with a few people in South Africa, some fellowships, and also providing them. Right now, we are working with Greenpeace and AYMP, so that being young consultants or being young professionals, they get an input how they can work at the local community or small business levels, so that we believe that change begins at the grassroots level. So when a small or medium enterprise like us take responsibility of sustainable practices, it creates a ripple effect. For instance, when we work on a green building project or a waste management solution, we don't just limit our interaction to the business. We actively also communicate and involve the community, be it workers, local vendors, or even nearby residents. This way, the concept of sustainability becomes accessible and relatable, and most importantly, it's actionable for everyone. So yeah, I think Constructivist is regularly being partners with global organizations and even with BRICS, YaAzi. We are working together to become a more sustainable world altogether.
Thank you so much. My next question is going to be to Ms. Yashika. How do you facilitate market access for SMEs, and what challenges do you encounter in this process? You're muted.
Thank you so much for the question, Yolanda. So like I already said, we have a great network of our offices all around BRICS nations, and even in India, we are working from various states and everywhere. Very first thing I would say would be the one-on-one meetings that we organize for all these SMEs that are in panel with us, and the companies who would like to inquire or enter the Indian market, and vice versa. There would be many Indian companies who would be willing to enter the Russian market or the South African market, Brazilian market, or whatnot. Once we get them on board at one table, we can have this deliberations as in what are the demands that are there in the other countries and how we can fulfill that. So we act as a bridge between them. Like I said previously, we do get various inquiries from all these nations wherein they have some, say, products that they might be needing from India. So we act as this repository of all these companies that can bring that can fill out the demand with the supply that we have here in India. Now, talking about the challenges that we might face, I would say the very first challenge, I would say, with respect to MSME particularly, that I've seen in India, is somewhere or the other the lack of information. I would not generalize the statement and say that not everybody is aware of the initiatives that governments are taking in, but there is some lack of information somewhere or the other. While going through the companies that are there with us at the chamber itself, when we had the in-depth conversation with them, as in whether or not were they aware of all the schemes that government of India have launched with them, there was certain level of lack of information from that side. Many of these people were not aware of the MSME registration vertical, of the MSME registration portal launched by the government of India, which made us think that probably this is something we should take up. So now we dedicatedly work towards sharing the information, sharing all the initiatives that are launched every now and then. Every month there are newsletters, there are schemes that are launched by government of India. But unfortunately, these schemes are not filtered down to the people who actually need them. So as a Chamber of Commerce, it becomes a responsibility somewhere or the other, and we have taken it up personally itself, that we trickle down this information to them and facilitate that. So if there is some information about any scheme that might benefit any of our members, our first step would be to let them know about that information. Second would be to get them whatever requirements that are there for them to apply for that scheme. There is always, we are in this age of technology right now, but unfortunately not everybody is that technically advanced, I would say, and woke enough, if I could use the word, to avail that benefit, right? So we ease out that work for them. So if we do have any request as to, say, somebody requested us to get them registered for some scheme, we do take up that job and we smoothen that process out for them. So these are the few little steps that might not seem very imperative as of now, but these are the building blocks over which our SME sector can really grow out. So these are the small initiatives that we are still working on, and we're trying to grow out of that whole scenario. Yeah. Thank you.
So the next question goes to Ms. Deeksha. How do you see the role of youth organizations like the UNECE, YOUNGO, and UNFCC, and BRICS Youth Energy Agency in supporting SME growth, particularly in the renewable energy sector?
Thank you, Yolanda, for the question. So I was listening to Sonam and Yashika, and the one very important thing that they raised, that any aspiring youth, when they, want to start their businesses, SMEs, MSMEs. So the main hurdles and challenges that they face is some basic knowledge of skills that require to start any business. I'm not again generalizing it, but this is what I have seen. And these challenges include how to handle the finances, how to collab, how to do a project management, and all such kind of problems would be there. And there the role of such organization came, like UNFCC, so UNECE, BRICS, or even any other organizations. So what these organizations provide a platform where youth voices can influence global and national policy frameworks. So based upon my experience in the organization that I'm working, these YOUNGO and UNECE educates for inclusive energy transition policies that empower SMEs, ensuring that youth-driven SMEs-friendly solutions are integrated in climate and energy policies. And I'm glad to say that I'm part of one of such policy-making practices. The youth organization often provide training and capacity building opportunities. And recently I have been part of one of the leadership program, which is started by BRICS CCI only. Yashika is there. They target youth-led SMEs and offer technical workshops, mentorship programs, training on innovation, entrepreneurship. And these initiatives help youth like us to develop the critical skill in development of project management, businesses development, making them more competitive in market. So I think these platforms play a very huge role, and promotion of these platforms between the youth can going to benefit aspiring youth who want to be entrepreneurs in the future very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My next question goes to Ms. Sonam. How has your involvement with the BRICS Youth Energy Agency Business Expert Group enhanced your business and community, especially in terms of promoting sustainable energy practices?
Sorry, I lost you, Yolanda. If you can just...
Okay. How has your involvement with the BRICS Youth Energy Agency Business Expert Group enhanced your business and community, especially in terms of promoting sustainable energy practices?
So thank you for repeating and for the question. So BRICS YEA Business Expert Group, as I already mentioned, has truly been a game-changing for constructivist and for me personally. So it has provided us with an incredible platform to share like ideas and learn from some of the most innovative thinkers in the sustainability and energy space. I have you, I have Yomna, we had a whole cohort. So through the expert group, I have had the opportunity to engage with a network of professionals from across the BRICS plus countries, of course, and each contributing unique perspectives of energy, policies, technologies, and sustainability practices. One of the most valuable aspects of my involvement has been knowledge exchange. The BRICS countries are diverse in their approaches to energy. This diversity has broadened our understanding and, of course, like how to tackle energy challenges in different contexts. For instance, we had a discussion of how to integrate renewable energy into small, medium-sized enterprises, that is like SMEs, which has directly influenced the way constructivists now approaches energy efficiency in our projects. So we had learned about strategies and work in countries like Brazil and South Africa, where decentralized energy solutions have helped communities overcome infrastructural challenges. Also, applying these learnings to India has, now would allow us to adapt to and innovate, particularly in projects involving solar and energies and microgrids. So solar work in India is at another level right now. We have government policies, we have subsidies, we have incentives. So again, solar is being a major player in India right now. Also, the BRICS YEA platform has helped us to form new partnerships. So I think these partnerships have been essential in driving more ambitious energy projects. For example, our collaborations with constructors has been, strengthened through the shared ideas we gained during these BRICS dialogues, particularly in pushing the boundaries on what SMEs can do to promote sustainable practices. It's not just about large scale infrastructure anymore, to be honest. It's about creating decentralized energy solutions that can be adopted by smaller entities, even households, and making those accessible to everyone. In India, right now, we are working on bringing solar to each home. We have a national policy around it now, the Ujjwala policy. So yeah, like everyone is working on it. And also BRICS has also helped me to engage the community in these sustainable practices. When I return from these international uh, discussions, I don't just apply what I have learned to my own projects, but also like I actively share it with others working with me, or give my input wherever I am needed or I can. So, like after one of the sessions, we started working on a project aimed at helping small manufacturing transition to more energy efficient processes, especially the place I belong from, which is into a central Indian city. It's more on the businesses, it's more on the manufacturing industries that are here. So we took forward to, conduct energy audits and, provide recommendations from renewable energy integration. And also we kind of tried to connect with potential funding sources, if at all, governmental help for implementing especially the solar solutions. So yes, I think my involvement with BRICS have been more than just networking or just developing the outlook, but it has been more into transforming actions for me.
Thank you so much, Ms. Somna. And Our next question goes to Ms. Yashika. Can you provide examples of how the Chamber has successfully supported SMME growth through networking opportunities?
Thank you so much for the question, Yolanda. I will stick to just two examples, and I will just elaborate on that. So one of our members, if their name is Geekin Concepts Private Limited, it's one of the firms that are there in India that specifically deals in the furniture sector or the furnishing sector. Now they have established a joint project and an MOU of 120 million USD with Voltep LLC in Russia. So this is purely on the networking and B2B meetings. These were the meetings that was facilitated by our Chamber of Commerce, and these were the results of it. Though they are planning to launch various joint projects all around in Russia and in India. So this was one of the greatest success stories and one of the recent success stories that I'm proud to share with you all. The second thing I would like to talk upon was, this wasn't in my idea when I talked about, but I'm taking inspiration from Deeksha over here, but she talked about mentorship and skill development. And that she rightly said that to build up this whole sector and to really make it more and more impactful, it is very important for us to impart the right skills to these people, to impart the right skills to these owners. Seeking inspiration from that, the women vertical of our chamber, BRICS CCI Women Empowerment vertical, had launched Global Women Leadership Program. So the first edition of this program was launched in January and it concluded in March 2024. Now, what is the idea behind this? So we have about 20.5% of women-owned SMEs only just in India. When I take the number from just with the BRICS plus nations perspective, the number will grow out to be in crores. Now, when we take up these women-owned, just the women-owned SME sector, SME companies, the potential is immense, and it's untapped right now, right? So, what was the idea behind the program? So we pitched in a few mentors who have been in the sector, who have been in the business and the entrepreneurial sector for a good amount of time and have had a great experience in their respective fields. Then we invited various mentees from all around the BRICS nations, and we went and we gave them a platform to have a one-on-one session with them. So every week for about 12 weeks, we used to have one session with one mentor. At the end of the session, we aligned one mentor with one mentee. So there was a one-on-one mentor session for each mentees that were there on board with us for that first session. Now, at the end of the whole program, they were provided the certificate, and then there was a proper convocation ceremony. So that was how our first mentorship program concluded. Now, I'm very happy to share that we have launched the second edition of this Global Women Leadership Program, wherein we are empowering the women. We are imparting the right skills, the right knowledge that are needed for them to flourish in their respective fields. So as of now, we have about 20 women entrepreneurs from BRICS plus nations. We have mentees from Brazil, we have from Russia, Armenia, South Africa, Sudan, and Chad, and so many countries this time. We have just started with the inaugural session last week. We just had our first session as well when one of our mentees, and we're looking forward to what kind of impact it's going to make. So this is one of our visionary projects and one of the most successful projects that we are running right now. Once again, taking inspiration from what Deeksha pointed out on the skill development part of SMEs. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next question goes to Ms. Deeksha. What are some key policy advocacy efforts you are involved in that could benefit SMEs in the BRICS countries?
Okay, so the major key policies that I'm involved with is one of my focuses is pushing for policies that simplify regulatory process for SMEs in the renewable energy sector. And this involved reducing bureaucratic hurdles, offering incentives such as tax breaks, subsidies, grants to encourage youth-led and small-scale enterprises to enter the market. enhancing access to the finance is something I'm very interested, like always, because I know this is one of the biggest hurdles. So I'm working on advocating for establishment of green financing mechanism that caters to SME, especially those looking to enter the renewable energy market. This include proposing the creation of regional green investment funds and working with international banks to access the capital for youth entrepreneurs in BRICS plus nations. And today only, I had a talk with Mr. Rohit Kumar, who is General Secretary of Carbon Market Association of India, and he's one of the member of Niti Aayog, think tank of India. And I talked to him. I raised the issues about, the young youth-led SMEs, the problems they are facing, and he said that he is happy to collaborate with me, and he want to help me as much as he could for solve this problem of the youth. And again, I'm involved in policy advocacy for technology transfer programs in the renewable energy sector, especially for developing countries. And this also includes promoting the development of innovation hubs and incubators in BRICS Plus countries, where SMEs can collaborate with research institutes and gain mentorship on renewable technologies. So right now, these are my few major works that I'm involved with and working on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our last question to the panelists goes to Ms. Sonam. What advice would you give to other SMEs looking to grow and make a positive impact in their communities through sustainable energy initiatives?
Thank you, Yolanda. So if I were to give an advice to SMEs, I would say that embracing sustainable energy initiatives doesn't need to be overwhelming or, expensive. Very small changes can actually make a very big difference, especially over time. So first of all, I'll recommend starting with an energy audit, let's say. So that gives you an whole outlook. This is like the simple but crucial step. Many businesses don't really realize that how much energy they are wasting until they see the numbers themselves. So a very simple energy audit can highlight inefficiencies, whether it's outdated equipment, poor insulation, or, just excessive lighting, something as small as that. So once you have this information, you can make informed decisions about, where you can make the improvements. So one major improvement area is actual lighting. So I've been working as a green building consultant or a civil engineer as a my background. And this is a very, very small thing which I come across, and still it makes a very big impact because I work myself on energy modelings and, see the numbers by myself. So just switching to LED lights or, even installing smart lighting systems can save a significant amount of energy even for a very small office. So it's a small upfront investment that can pay for itself within months. So another big one is HVAC systems. So for we have a study where we see, especially from the residential buildings or to the office buildings to industries. So HVAC systems are again the biggest addition to any energy efficiency part. So one thing is again seeing substantial savings from reduced carbon footprints if we go for an efficient HVAC system. Another is of course exploring the renewable energy options. So again for SMEs at times it seems to be a headache or a huge expense going into renewable energy, either buying it directly or indirectly or installing it. But again, you don't have to install a massive solar farm to, make an impact. Many small businesses are now installing just solar panels to cover their own needs, like smaller needs. And these are even options to, lease solar panels, or you don't have to, have a large capital investment upfront. So depending where you are located, you might also be eligible for government incentives or grants. I just spoke about it in the previous question. So that makes a switch to renewable energy even at a very affordable price and, saving resources. Now, beyond the technical aspects, one of the most important things is community engagement. I think I can stress enough how crucial it is to involve your community, in your sustainability journey. SMEs have a unique opportunity because they are more connected to their communities than larger corporations. So I also come from a tier 2 city in India, and I do know the needs and the wants and the the drawbacks over here. So I'll say like hosting workshops or partnering with local schools, organizations to raise awareness about renewable energy and sustainability is a great start. It's one thing to implement these practices within your businesses, but when you bring others along, that's where you start creating the real change. Lastly, I would say like remembering the transparency. So now greenwashing is, I think, a major problem, even more than the pollution or depleting environment. So keeping it transparent, whatever steps you take, document them, measure the results, the true results, and share them. Whether it's in marketing materials on your websites or in just in conversation with your customers, just being true to yourself and to others will take you to a long place. And also, you don't need to be a big company to make a significant impact. All if we all do that a little bit, it would add up to a lot. So yeah, I think that's all from my side.
Thank you so much for your answers to the panelists and to those who came and having to make last change arrangements. I'm gonna just take Ravi's questions. He's got 2 questions, and unless someone else also has another question. So his first question was to Deeksha. It reads, "It's great to hear about carbon markets. It seems to me like just a buzzword. I have worked with organizations working on agroforestry carbon credits. The farmers feel like a trap avoiding their regular practice, then going to methodological farming by CC carbon credit standards. What can be possible solutions?" I see you were not online when I was reading the question. Ms. Deeksha, are you still there?
Oh, yes, there is some technical issues, but yeah.
Sorry.
Yes,
I was just saying, I figured that you did view Ravi's first question. If you are able to, please just respond to it.
Actually, I rejoined, and that messages are already visible.
Okay, so I'm just going to read it again for you, if that's fine. It's great to hear about carbon markets. It seems to me like just a buzzword. I have worked with organizations working on agroforestry carbon credits. The farmers feel like a trap avoiding their regular practice, then going to methodological farming by CC, which is carbon credits standards. What can be the possible solution?
Hi, thank you for this question. I totally agree with you. We whenever we are talking about any thing new and trying to integrate it with the conventional way of farming or anything else, it always going to have a lot of problems with it. And the major reason why this is happening with the farmers or anyone new in the business is because they lack the information about it. And as Yashika mentioned, correct set of information is very important to make any plan or any new initiative a successful initiative. The idea of carbon credit is an incredible idea, and many SMEs, not even SMEs, even the big businesses, the small businesses, medium enterprises, everyone getting benefit from this, if it is used in a right way with the correct information. And for the thing that you are saying that it is not benefiting many of the farmers or many of the SMEs, the only thing that we can do to solve is to come up with the policies which include skill development, which include training programs before making any kind of investment into such initiatives. So that's from all sides. But yeah, I also have a very detailed research on this topic that you have said, because I was in Harvard's and I did a research on this carbon credit. I have some really good data for your question, and I will send it to you on email ID, which I have shared with you. Thank you.
I think maybe, because I was thinking, since we're going to be, sending the, the recordings, if maybe that information that you seek to share with Ravi can just be shared with everybody else, so that everyone has that information, put in a folder when we're sending out to, everyone else. I think that
Yolanda, I will make sure that I will share it with everyone.
Okay, and so the next question, he also said, a question to the team as a young sustainability enthusiast consultant. If we see there's always coming new regulations, framework, what can be done in collective way to make a robust and accountable standards for ease of making sustainability and practice? Anyone wants to take that? Sonam, you're in sustainability consulting.
Right. So again, this is of course one of the biggest challenges even I face, or as our team faces. But I think these frameworks are also a try to become a better space, to make things all all unified. Or so again, having a unified framework would have its own challenges, because each country is different, each region is different. So of course it is a headache at times for us as being consultants to comply with all the new regulations, frameworks, study them at times. And of course I agree, most of them or all of them are not even up to the mark at times. But I think this is it is also a trial and error that we are going through. We are in a transition phase of our sustainability journey as a whole world, in fact, as Homo sapiens, I would say. So yeah, I think there could not be something I can add to that. We can ignore these or not. But yes, I think we need to accept it open-heartedly, just to make sure that we are also playing our part for a better future. If Yashika wants to add something to this.
I think sustainability is such a overused word, honestly. The more deliberations I hear about it, the more confused I'm about it. Simply because we are living in a society where it should not be an option. It's a reality. That's something we need to have. That's not something we should look forward to. Every step that we take, every policy that we create, every business that we get into, sustainability is something that we need to have over there. Just with all the documentation that are there with any business thing, or any prerequisite for anything that we do, I think similarly sustainability should be there. It is not an option anymore, honestly. We do have various frameworks, we do have various regulations coming out, but that is to facilitate that. More than not, all these things we're planning to do in this sustainability sector. So that's the only thing. I am not a very experienced person. My fellow panelists are very experienced, but I surely say that we need to have, it's not an option anymore. That is something to adopt as soon as possible, or just consider there in our heads each time we take any step forward in any direction, be it personal or be it professional. That's all.
Thank you so much. Does anyone else have a question? Oh, and I just wanted to also point out that the absenteeism of the other organizations is not a reflection of the lack of commitment to the initiative that we have requested from them. We have engaged with them, and it was just a matter of short notice, and even now we've also had some technical issues with, but we are going to continue to engage and continue to have this forum, and hopefully at some point it is going to be face-to-face. We had to make do with what we had. All the side events were online, and you know, and this was meant to be an introductory to the initiative, to start the conversation, to let people aware of this, especially as far as SMEs. So when the calls or the applications come through for the business incubator, you are aware, as Ms. Yashika said, that we can have all these nice initiatives, but if the people that are targeted for these initiatives are not aware of it, it's null and void. So just please be aware of that, and thank you so much for coming to this to the side event. Unfortunately, we still had technical issues, so I could not play Yomna's opening address, and but I will send it with, I don't know, like, what do you suggest, since we're having to send to everyone? Maybe we're going to have a LinkedIn and ask the organizers to allow us to share our like the video and all the resources on their platform, or whether it be LinkedIn or Instagram, so that it's easier and we don't need to, you know, there's no difficulty in you accessing them. We'll still share it on our own platforms, and we're going to continue to just communicate. And unless there's other questions, I think that'll be it. Is there anything else? Is there anyone else wants to say something? Okay. So yes, the meeting was recorded, and we are going to make it available, especially for those people, unfortunately, who couldn't make it. It was also not within my powers of what happened with the technical issues, but I figured that it's much best to just continue with it, and we will then continue to share what. All the best for the weekend, and we'll meet in the next summit in Russia next week, for those who are coming to the Russia Energy Week. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Yolanda, for such a lovely session.
Thank you so much for having us here, Yolanda. You did a great job. All these mishappenings are all part of the great successful sessions, and we all face them all the time. You did a great job coordinating.
Thank you. It would have not been possible without y'all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.